am I? To some of you, I am a close friend. To some, an acquaintance. And to some, just another person giving a student talk. The truth is, the person I am today is not the same as yesterday and will not be the same tomorrow. People change every day. In fact, I can even go to the extent of saying that my name is probably the only remnant of my former self. I have experienced exponential change in the past year. The Sarika I was a year back seems like a shadow of the person I am today. In short, I was very reserved. I did not feel the need to socialize on a large scale. Yet, I had my fair share of friends. With people discounting the company of these friends, I was seen as shy, socially awkward, non-forthcoming, private, withdrawn, introverted. I think you get the gist. But I was comfortable and happy in my own small world. So what if I did not communicate with many people? I was content. Isn't that all that matters? Sadly not. I was reserved, I was shy. I was comfortable and happy in my own world. But what did people think of me? They thought I was haughty, proud, and that I thought no end of myself. Initially, this notion wasn't as widespread. I never took it seriously. People judge. It's human nature to. I do. We all do. I always thought it would die down soon enough. Unfortunately, I was wrong. Gravely wrong. Harsh words were said. Many problems arose and things became very complicated. But I won't be getting into the details of that. To make the long story short, I had no choice but to take it seriously. Since being the shy and reserved girl had created problems, I changed. I became a Sarika who wasn't shaped by her own actions or decisions, but one shaped by the expectations of those around her. This change only increased when I joined the school. Although I love the school and have happily settled here, my initial weeks weren't quite pleasant. This was because there was still a large part of my old reserved self within me. This, combined with the anxiety of being a new student, didn't exactly help in making school a walk in the park. I could see that people were having the same conception of me again, that I was too proud. Although I thought I had changed, I was wrong. That shy and reserved girl was still within me. So, to root out that conception as a misconception, I tried hard, really hard, and apparently I changed. I became social. I became gregarious. People were more accepting and the misconception was slowly dying out. But I was uncomfortable. I was not at peace. You know why? Because it didn't come naturally to me. I was trying to be someone I wasn't. Thus the tension, thus the anxiety, thus the despair deep within me, and no one knew. Once I realized this and understood what was causing me trouble, I became aware and I made a decision. I decided to keep a balance, to be my old reserved self and to be the happy extrovert. I decided to be either of the two, only when I really felt like it, in sync with my soul, and not to please others and not in the attempt of not being labeled as haughty. I decided to stand on my convictions, my thoughts, and my feelings. I decided to define myself using my own reference point and not someone else's. The purpose of me sharing my story is to save at least some people some future regret. And by telling people my own story was a way I would make this less of a lecture, as it is said, practice before you preach. So, from what I have learned from my mistakes is that don't be spineless. Stand tall for what you truly are. A few years later, you probably won't even remember the names of people that expect you to change. All the talk and all the judgments won't even matter. We are the only ones who have to face the consequences of our choices. So do something you are content with, rather than trying to fit the image people have created for you. I will end this talk with a question for all of us to think about. Who are we? Are we people shaped by our own decisions and actions, or those shaped by the expectations of others? Thank you and Hari Om.